I'm curious about going to a sex club, not to have an experience myself there or meet anyone, but just to observe and understand what the vibe is. It's something I want to experience by myself, but is it cheating to not tell my partner before I go? We don't care about each other watching porn, but is it different because it's in person? I wouldn't tell him before going to see a movie I want to see by myself, but is this different? If I told him about it, he'd want to join, out of curiosity, not lack of trust, and I don't want to hurt his feelings by saying that it's just something I want to explore on my own. Woo!
I know, these are good, right?
Wow. Wow. I got some, do we want to go straight into our snap judgment, or like,
Yeah.
I got some questions.
Okay, well,
for this person.
You got to turn it over to me to give my snap
Yeah,
judgments
let's
first.
go, girl.
Okay, so my hot take is I would say this is cheating if you go and don't tell your partner about it. I don't think there's anything wrong with this, though. If you just want to go to but it's I kind of don't trust you entirely, though. You're like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to see what the vibe is like. Like, really? That's really all you want to do? So, but what's interesting to me is like this person says, like, my partner wouldn't, it's not that there would be a trust issue. It's not like he'd say, well, I have to go with you because I don't trust that you could, not do something there. So then I'm like, okay, if that's the case, then just fucking tell him and say like, hey, it's just an experience that like I'd like to just try for my own at first. So if your partner, so it seems to me like the partner would not object to them going by themselves, but I'm like,
but they
okay,
they might be insistent that, hey, I want to do this with you because I also would like this.
I mean, I guess if they do have some sort of like interesting understanding here, like I guess you could just say, I'd really like to check this out by myself first, and then maybe we can go together afterwards. But again, I kind of come back to the like, I'm not sure I fully trust you. Like, why is it that you want to go by yourself
so bad and you don't want to go? You seemingly don't. You actively don't want to go with your partner.
You don't want your partner to be there, which just like,
what's up with that?
It sets my little antenna off.
Your spidey sense?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Sexy spideys?
I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to go to a sex club. I don't think there's anything wrong with just wanting to like observe and see what it's like and, not necessarily participate. Although there are some sex clubs that would not be okay with that. Like they have kind of rules about the vibe. But I'm like, why wouldn't you want to go with your partner? It seems a little off to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, what are your questions?
Well, that was my main question. Why don't you want to go with your partner?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I would really want to get to the bottom of what is coming up for you where you so badly want to go. You don't want to go with your partner. And in fact, it seems like you want to go by yourself so bad that you are bending over backwards, tying yourself in knots, trying to find a way to justify going by yourself so that you can guarantee that you get to go by yourself. Because it sounds like you have a great partner that is like open-minded and whatnot. And it's like, because the very simple thing to do here would be literally go tell your partner this. Hey, like I've been fantasizing. It sounds really hot. Maybe I would like to go with you in the future. There's something about like, I want to have this experience of just watching on my own that I would like love to fulfill that experience for myself. Would you be open to that? Mm-hmm. Right. And like, there's a high likelihood your partner goes, okay, yeah. Hearing it like that. Yeah. Like, and I, not assuming we're going to go together. Sure. I'll let you do that. But like, it sounds super hot to go with you. I would love for you to feel comfortable with this, but there is a chance that your partner would say no. This person has obviously done that calculus in their head, and I might be reading into this, but to me, this sounds like you've convinced yourself that there's a good chance your partner will say no, maybe for good reason. I don't know. And you so badly do not want to actually be told that you can't go, to know that it's off the table. You're bending over backwards trying to justify why you could go. So I think that's probably a bit problematic.
Would you count this as cheating if they go without telling their partner?
I would call it like emotional infidelity. And so I guess it's like, we're saying cheating is definitely actual like physical infidelity. Mm-hmm. And, emotional infidelity is tricky because there's a whole range of of
Yeah.
things there. But yeah, I mean, it's getting there. It's so hard. I don't know. Like, it's certainly emotional infidelity.
Yeah.
It's
Emotional infidelity counts as infidelity.
yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, infidelity, but cheating, infidelity. Are we saying those are interchangeable?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah.
We're really getting into the
Yes.
semantics here.
I think so. And I think the other thing I would say to this person is like, yeah, I get it. You guys don't care about each other watching porn. Sure, that is a totally valid agreement to have. But here's the thing. You guys have an agreement about that. It sounds like you have an explicit agreement. We are both okay with this. Therefore, we have talked about this and we are okay with it. Where you get into trouble is when you start to extrapolate.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about A. A is like B. So B is probably okay, right? Like, it would be unreasonable for them to
Yeah.
get upset with me. That's where things start to get tricky. So, you know, and yeah, I would just say this whole thing of like, I wouldn't tell him before going to see a movie I want by myself. Is this any different?
Yeah.
This is completely, this is
different.
completely different. There's a sexual layer to this
Yeah.
that doesn't exist. I mean, I guess you could argue, oh, well, I go see a rated R movie with sex scenes and like, that's not a problem. But I mean, we kind of generally just it's socially accepted that in the movies, you're going to see sex and maybe a little bit of nudity and it's not porn. So it's just a different thing. So yeah, I think, you know, that porn argument is it's neither here nor there. It's problematic that you're trying to take that to justify one or two more steps down the road. Yeah. But again, it just gets back to the importance of talking about all the things, not just one of the things. Because I think a lot of people have that porn conversation and then go, oh, okay, cool. So that must therefore mean that A is okay and C is not okay, but D is okay and E is, oh, you know, I don't know. And that's where things get tricky and that's where the gray is.